Hi, it's Donelle McAdams and Megan, and we have just figured out what the Celtic knot directions should be as far as making one. And so we're going to walk you through that right now. So we have our 6-point crosshair square, and we are going to use that to get started. Now you notice I have it what I would say on point so that I have a vertical line for one of my points. So I'm just using a Fixon marker to mark that. And then what I'm going to be doing is putting this in the center. Now you're going to hear me talking with Megan because she's going to be telling me, yes, that's what we need to do. So I believe the first thing is we're using the outer rim tool to mark on these lines. Is that correct? It's the A, B, and C?
I would mark this one as A.
Okay, so this one's going to be A. This is going to be B, and it's a good idea to mark these. And we're putting this on the 5, I believe.
Yep.
And then that goes on that same line?
Yes.
Okay.
Your A, B, and C are going to be the points of your knot.
Okay, so there is going to be, and you want to make sure that you get this right at the edge of your ruler. Now, if you've never used an outer rim tool, the side that this arrow is on, which is the left side there, I'll put it this way, is the numbers that you'll read. And there's my 5 right there. If I was using the other end, I would actually be using it to like position and put a pen right in here, an ink pen, a marker, a pencil, and go right around there. But we're just wanting to mark 5 inches out from this, not 5 inches, but to make a 5-inch circle. We're actually measuring out here 2.5 inches, but we're putting it on the 5.
And now you're connecting those marks.
So I'm going to lay this down here and connect this. You'll notice that I marked on my tape a crosshair, and then I just held my tape up to the light to put my thumbtack through. This is one where you're going to have to move it a lot, so there's no way you're going to stick it up from the bottom. So this is going to be pinpoint 1.
And the point is actually where it crosses. That's,
right.
That's where the point is.
This is pinpoint 3, and this is pinpoint number 2. So the next thing we're going to do is move our tape to pinpoint 1. That's the reason I put that crosshair on there. To get this to look exactly like we want it to, we need to have that exactly in the position of the crosshair there. So now I'm going to take my circles on quilts and I'm going to put it at position 1. And I'm going to be putting the thread down, the needle down, in the 5, this is the 5 on the Circles on Quilts. Now, Circles on Quilts has a lot of different templates, so make sure you're working with the right number as you're working with this template.
And for the first one that you're making, it will be just outside of the triangle you're making.
Right, it's out like this, okay? So I'm going to pull this up because I now know where my position is, and get my thread out of the way. Put it right back down in, and I am in the number 5. So I like to stitch to the inside here. So I'm just going to go around from point A to B. And B is over here. I do think it's very helpful to be able to mark just like I've marked here. If not, put a piece of tape there and signify it or something. When I get into line B, I'm going to take my template off, reposition it to position number 2. And again, you'll notice I'm getting these lines lined up exactly. That's why I've taken the time to put those on there. And I'm going to, again, continue, and this time I'm going clear around to C. And that's line C that you're going to. And when you get to C, you're going to position your thumbtack at position 3. Put it back on and stitch from C to A. I'm just going to cut that and get it out of the way. We're almost back there. And at this point, you would pull up your threads and secure them. I'm just using my cutter to save time for this demo. So now we're going to draw a new triangle. And this is where I think it's going to help you. We are going to actually take a ruler and we are going to draw a 1/2 inch from that spot in. Am I correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to put this at the 1/2 inch and draw a line there. 1/2 inch and draw a line here. 1/2 inch, whoops, turn it around, it's easier. And draw the line there. So this is a 1/2 inch in from that first one. And you have to do it the way I just showed you because there's not that position to do that on the outer rim tool.
So basically you now have an A2 and A3, sorry, an A2.
This just is still A, but this was the numbers we're going to use now. Inside line. These remain the same, but we have new points that we're starting at. So now what we're going to do is we're going to position this at point 1, pinpoint 1,
The new pinpoint.
the new one. And then we're going to use the 3, correct?
Yes.
So we're going to use the 3, which happens to be on the same cross circles on quilts. So I'm going to put that right down there, raise that back up so that I can get my threads up. Needle back in the same hole. We're going to stitch from A, that line up there, down to B. And I want you to get a good look at this because I'm going to have Megan in just a few minutes when we get done. Whoa, I went too far. Hate that. We are going to take off the lines so that you can actually see what it looks like. So I'm repositioning to the new 2. And stitching from B to C. We're at C, so we're going to position to the new 3. And stitch from C to A. And just like that, we have finished. So I'm going to go ahead again and just cut. Again, that's a little mistake right there. I wish I had a way to wipe that out. And we're going to just put this here for a second so that you can see the whole thing. And now Megan's going to go and just wipe away the marks so that you can see what that's going to look like. It takes almost as much time to mark it as it does to stitch it. It's pretty fast. So there is the Celtic knot minus that little spot. And now you have seen how to mark your preparations for getting that Celtic knot. Thanks for joining Megan and I. See you soon. Bye now.